Hello, and thank you for joining my practice this evening. We're going to begin in a reclined position. So slowly make your way to your back, placing a pillow under your head, extending the legs out long, letting your feet fall mat distance or further apart, tucking your shoulders under the back, letting your arms fall to the sides, palms face the ceiling. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale, sigh out of your mouth, letting go of the day's tension. Let's take another deep breath in and exhale, sigh. Bringing yourself into this space, preparing for your practice as you begin to relax the body, settling deep and sinking into the mat. Grounding down, feeling stable, feeling safe. Let's begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose as deep as you can, filling the low belly, filling your lungs. And then sighing. And go. Let's go again. Deep breath in, fill your belly, fill your lungs. And sigh, let go of any tension, tightness, stress, or strain. Relaxing through the jaw. Letting your arms fall to the sides. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Feeling it traveling gently in through the nose, down through your throat, filling up the low belly, filling your lungs, expanding your heart, your chest. And as you exhale, feeling yourself soften, connecting into the mat. Noticing all the places your back body is connecting with the earth. Seeing if you can relax or shift ever so slightly to bring yourself even more grounded, even more centered into the earth. Letting go of any effort. As you inhale, imagining your front body expanding, floating up, creating space. And as you exhale, feeling your back body sinking deeper and deeper into the floor. Taking a few easy breaths here. Feeling that expansion as you breathe in. That grounding as you breathe out. Coming into your body. Turning your gaze inwards without any judgment. Connecting to how you're feeling physically, emotionally, energetically this evening. Noticing your starting point. If you would like to set an intention for your practice this evening, gently draw your right hand to your heart, left hand resting on top, keeping the eyes closed, feeling your heartbeat, feeling your lungs rising and falling, and then visualizing that intention for the next hour. If you'd like to cultivate in your practice, carry with you off your mat and into the world. And when you're ready, slowly releasing your hands, bringing some movement to your fingers and your toes, maybe making circles with your wrists and ankles, rocking your head side to side. If you'd like, you can stretch your arms above you, point your toes, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, sigh, relax your arms down. Let's bend our knees, drawing them in towards the chest, slightly pressing the thighs into the belly, maybe rocking slightly side to side, making circles with the knees. If you'd like to lengthen the spine, you can tuck the chin, lift the shoulders, drawing your forehead towards the knees. Take an inhale here, and exhale. Relax the upper back, keeping knees to chest, roll to one side, and then press your way up to hands and knees, setting up for a couple rounds of cat-cow. So hands coming under your shoulders, knees coming under your hips. Spread your fingers wide, relax the shoulders here as you inhale, drop your belly, pull your chest forward, gaze up to the ceiling. As you exhale, lightly pressing into the mat, rounding your spine, dropping your head and tucking your tailbone. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your heart forward, gazing up. And exhale, rounding the spine. Going a couple more times at your own pace. Take one more cycle. And we'll meet back at center. We're going to get into the shoulders to begin. So if you find having your knees right onto the mat is a little tough, you can take your towel and just unroll it and place it under your knees for a little extra cushioning. And then from here, keeping the left hand planted, twist your right arm towards the ceiling, gazing up to the sky, fingers reaching high. And then we're going to thread the right arm under the left, drop that right shoulder to the floor, drop your head. And you're looking for a twist between the shoulder blades. A little gentle stretch here. A light twist to the torso. You can keep the left hand on the floor, or you may reach it up and over for the right hip, deepening that stretch a little bit. Find a place where you feel that little pull between your shoulders, but it's not too intense. You can still relax into the shape. Your hips are lifted. They may drop a little bit as the pose progresses. Relax your head down. Again, you might place a pillow or a cushion under the head for support. And then settle in, finding your breath here. Letting the body melt into this first pose. Reconnecting with that slow deep, easy breath. Never resisting the body. You begin to sort of melt in one direction or another, allowing your body to guide the pose. Trusting yourself. Feeling the stretch. Soften your jaw. Relax your eyebrows, the shoulders. Breathing here. Safe and calm. Just a couple more of your deepest, slowest breaths. When you're ready, if the left hand is behind your back, bring it back down to the mat, palm on the floor. Very gently begin to press into the left hand, lifting your chest. Unthread that right arm, twisting to the side, reaching the right arm to the sky, maybe turning your gaze towards the fingers. And then release the right hand down. If you'd like, you can extend the legs and rest on your belly. Or if you'd like to take a child's pose, bring your knees mat distance apart, toes to touch. Drop the hips and drop your forehead to the floor. Finding your rest pose. Feeling the rebound of that very first gentle stretch. A couple more moments. If you're on your belly and you'd like to take some movement, you might bend the knees and let the feet fall side to side. If you're in child's pose, you can draw yourself up to hands and knees, taking a couple rounds of cat-cow, maybe rocking side to side, rolling the head. When you're ready, we'll all meet back in hands and knees position. Again, option to place the towel under the knees for support. This time we'll root into the right hand, twist to the left side, gazing to the ceiling, and then slowly thread that left arm under the right, dropping left shoulder, dropping your head. Right hand can stay on the floor, or you might reach up and behind you for the left hip. You want to be somewhere you can stay relatively comfortably. without having to tense the body or use too much effort to hold yourself up. So taking a couple moments to find that shape and then allowing yourself to settle in once more. Noticing the difference between this left side from the right side. Maybe there's more space, maybe a little more tightness. Remember, there's no right or wrong to show up in these poses. As long as you're present, consciously releasing, surrendering to the pose, connecting with your breath, a gentle, uncontrolled way. Closing the eyes. Just breathe here. Finding a few more last deep breaths. Noticing if you've begun to grip or resist the pose. Allowing yourself to feel safe, to surrender for these last few moments. If your right hand is behind your back, slowly bring it back to the floor, pressing into the palm of the right hand. Lift the chest, unthread the left arm, twisting to the side, stretch your left arm to the ceiling, maybe gaze towards the fingers, and then release the left hand to the mat. Again, you can bring toes together, knees apart, dropping to child's pose. You can rest on your belly or even find your way onto your back. Whatever place is going to allow you to find that stillness, to check in after that stretch, noticing where you feel any residual achiness, any sensations. Inviting those big sighing exhales if you need them or want them. And if you would like to find some movement before our next pose, you're welcome to do so now. Taking whatever you need or finding a few more moments of rest. When you're ready, we'll find our way back up to a seated position. We're going to do a little bit of hamstring stretching. So if you find that when you sit onto your heels in this pose, that you get pain through the fronts of your ankles, you can take your little towel and place it at the back of your mat and let your feet rest on top, and that will relieve some of that tension. If you find sitting down that low is more the limiting factor, you can place a bolster onto your heels, or you can place your towel onto your heels, and that will release a little bit more of that tension. So get yourself set up so you can stay here for a couple of minutes. And we're going to start by sitting back onto the heels or onto that bolster. You can either place the bolster under ankles or under your sit bones. Hands come to your thighs. And just slowly going to let the torso drop back millimeter by millimeter. You'll feel your thighs starting to stretch. You might drop the hands back behind you. And then maybe allow the head to drop. If you can comfortably go back into saddle, you're welcome to find your way there, maybe resting your torso on a bolster. Otherwise, we're going to stay right here, inviting that little stretch. I like to draw my knees even a little bit further than hip distance apart. And breathe into that stretch. Let the head relax. And know that if this is too far, you just back off. You come out a little bit. You find your place where you can breathe into the hamstrings. Breathe into the stretch in the ankles, maybe even through the front of your neck. You won't be here that full 3 to 5 minutes. We'll be here a little bit of time. Back to your slow, deep inhales. Things begin to intensify. Can you invite those nice sighing exhales to release that buildup, soften the body. Notice if you're gripping the thighs, relax the legs. Just a few more breaths. You're in full saddle. Press your way up to bring the palms of the hands to the mat, meeting us here. And then we'll all slowly walk our hands forward, pressing the torso up, tucking the chin lightly, bringing ourselves forward, coming all the way to hands and knees. Extend the left leg back, point and flex the toes a couple of times, releasing that tension. Drop that knee. Extend the right leg, pointing and flexing toes a couple of times. And then coming forward and finding a seated position, we're going to come into a forward fold. So this week we're going to take a comfortable cobbler's pose. So drawing the soles of the feet together, bring them quite far away from the torso. Knees drop out to the sides. If you have extra pillows and cushions, you can place them under your thighs or knees. If you have a bolster or other prop, you can also bring that to your feet. Hands will rest on the shins. Lightly tilt the chin up, gazing towards the ceiling or the sky, and then allow the chin to drop towards the chest, rolling forward any amount. So you may stay upright with the chin dropping forward, the shoulders rounding. That might be your beautiful deep stretch this evening. And you may slowly bending at the waist, start to drop forward, coming into your fold, relaxing the shoulders, softening your jaw, your fingers, your toes, just allowing the body to melt, to round down. I'm sure I've mentioned this 1,000 times as we've practiced together, but this pose is so beautiful because it really can be different every time you show up. Maybe you feel it more in the backs of your ankles today, into your low back, maybe your IT bands, your shoulders, even your neck and jaw. Just allow yourself to let go here, being curious and breathing. Very carefully, keeping your chin tucked. Use your hands, walking them up the legs, lifting the torso, stretching, open the throat as you gaze to the ceiling. Bring your eyes back forward, move any props to the side, stretch your legs out long, and find your way down flat onto your back. Settling in, letting go of that fold, noticing how you feel, where it showed up today. Feeling connected and supported by the mat. If you would like any movement before our next pose, you're welcome to find it now. Or as always, stay resting a couple more moments. When you're ready, hugging your knees in towards the chest, rolling to one side, finding your rolled up towel, or if you have a block or a bolster, we're going to set up for supported bridge pose. So once you've found your prop that you'd like to use, make your way to your back, bending both knees. Feet come flat to the floor. Press into the feet, lifting the hips, and slide your support underneath the low back. So right at your sacrum, so the flat part at the base of your spine, coming onto the glutes a little bit. You want your whole low back to feel really supported. So you don't want the support so high your bum is hanging towards the floor. Puts too much compression in the low back. So bring it a little bit lower. And then once you're here, you can maybe extend the arms overhead. You might rest them on your belly. You might allow them to stretch to the sides. Knees can stay bent, or you may extend one leg and then the other, finding a deeper stretch into the fronts of the hips, psoas muscles. Close the eyes here. Relax the jaw. Let that support take the complete weight of your hips. Make sure the shoulders are resting into the mat. Allowing any tension to flow out of the body. Breathing into the space. If the tension begins to build, use those exhales. Use those big sighs, let it go. Just a few more breaths here. If your legs are extended, slowly bend one knee at a time, bringing your feet back to the floor. Hands come down by your sides, press into your hips, press into your feet, lifting your hips. Remove your support, and as slowly as you can, lower your sacrum back to the mat, maybe lightly tilting the tailbone, allowing it to come flat to the floor, or you press ever so slightly down. And then you can draw the soles of your feet together, knees drop to the sides, hands can come to the belly, feeling that tension start to dissolve from the low back. Taking their little moment of stillness here. When you're ready, let's guide the knees back together. Slowly draw them towards the chest, gently rocking side to side. You can make little circles with the knees. And when you're ready, roll to one side and then press your way up to a seated position. We're going to set up for a little heart opener next. So finding your rolled up towel or a bolster, place it lengthwise up the mat. And if it's short, you might want another pillow or prop up at the top to support your head. From here, you're going to bring your hips a few inches ahead of that blanket, and then lower yourself down so that the bottom of the towel hits about your mid-back. Let yourself drop down, and you want the towel running right up your spine between the shoulder blades. Arms can fall to the sides. Your knees can stay bent. You can stretch the legs out, or maybe invite that little reclined Cobblers Pose with the feet together. So you want your shoulders melting over the sides of the support. You want your head grounded down into a pillow or the mat. Relax your hands. Breathe into this nice, gentle heart opener. Closing the eyes. Just a few more deep breaths here. Relaxing the jaw and the eyes. Very slowly, bring the soles of your feet back to the floor again. Hands come down to the sides, palms facing the mat. Gently press into the elbows and forearms, lifting up. Move your props to the side and lay down flat onto your back, finding your rest pose. Feeling the upper body settling back in. Feeling the rebound of that stretch. Space through the heart, between the shoulders and the chest. Again, if you'd like any movement before our next pose, you can find some now. And we're going to set up for a twist. So bringing arms out to the side at shoulder height. Cross left leg over right leg. Walk your hips over to the left. And then allow the knees to drop to the right. If this is not feeling like a nice stretch for you this evening, another great option is to stack the knees on top of one another and let them fall to the right, softening the belly. You can even stretch that left leg out a little bit, maybe straighten the right. And if it's safe on the neck, gazing over that left arm. Keeping the belly soft, settling into this gentle, restorative twist. Staying really soft, core, relaxing your fingers, your feet. You are gazing over the left hand. Slowly lift your eyes to center. And carefully drawing the knees back up. If the left leg is crossed over the right, gently uncross the legs, this time crossing right leg over left. Maybe shifting hips over to the right slightly, and then allowing the knees to drop to the left side. Letting them come to the mat, to blocks or pillows. Again, always that option to stack the knees and find whatever leg variation suits your body today. Maybe gazing over that right hand. Relax your core. Find a few more deep breaths. When you feel balanced and ready, you can once more bring your gaze back to center. Slowly lift the knees, uncross the legs if they're crossed, and find any last movements that you need to prepare for your final rest pose. As always, you are welcome to take final rest on your belly or on your side, if that's safer or more comfortable for you. Using any props that you'd like under the head, under the knees. If you're on your back, maybe allowing the feet to fall mat distance or further apart. Tucking your shoulders under your back, letting your arms fall to the sides. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Going to lead you through a short guided relaxation. I call out different body parts without any force, without any effort. Feel them relax, letting go. If you lose track of my voice, fall asleep or float away, that's perfectly fine. Just take what you need. You breathe your awareness to your jaw, relaxing your tongue, your eyes, forehead, top of your head, and back of your head. Feeling your whole head grow heavy. Still, thoughts floating away. So breathe your awareness down to your feet, relaxing your toes, tops of your feet, soles of your feet, heels, ankles, shins, calves, backs of the knees, kneecaps, thighs, hamstrings, glutes, hips, and pelvis. Feeling your whole lower body grow completely relaxed. Your whole lower body is completely relaxed, safe, supported, and still. As your thoughts move to your torso, softening your low back, your low belly, your obliques, your belly button, mid-back, solar plexus, upper back, sternum, rib cage, lungs, heart, chest, and collarbones. Softening shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, back of the hands, fingers, and thumbs. Feeling your whole upper body grow still, soft, melting into the mat. You breathe your awareness to your throat, softening the sides of your neck, back of your neck, the back of your head, top of your head, forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, eyes, temples, nose, ears, cheeks, jaw, tongue, lips, and chin. Feeling your whole body grow completely relaxed. Your whole body is completely relaxed, safe, supported, and still. Your thoughts float away. You drift into Shavasana. Tonight, I invite you to stay in your final rest as long as you need, being quiet and mindful, those still in Shavasana as we end the class. Thank you so much for sharing your evening with me. I hope you have a beautiful night, and I will see you all next week.